So I'm getting into my car and I'm looking all around me thinking, cop cars are going to come around the corner any minute. I mean, I'm the one who left. I was too worried about my kids being around all the drugs and alcohol.
There's a hold on the account. And then you go talk to him and he tells you, get out of there.
Yeah.
What's in your mind at this time?
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Scamfish. Today we're going to speak with a woman named Cheri from Muskego, Wisconsin. She was in an 11-month online relationship with a man named Garret, who claimed he was living in Naperville, Illinois. They met on Plenty of Fish after Cheri divorced her husband in 1981. Thank you for all the support, so please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of your backstory before you got into online dating.
I am a single mom of 2 grown children. I have 13 grandkids, and I've been divorced since 1981. I poured my life into my kids and my grandkids. I said, you know what? I think it's time for mom to get her own life now. I had a girlfriend that had been on Plenty of Fish, and she said, come on, I'm going to set you up. I'm going to help you do this. She met her husband there. And my husband and I were married for 6 years. It was not a good situation, unfortunately. He had a drug and alcohol problem, which I did not know of course, ahead of time.
People who are widowed or divorced are more likely to fall victim to romance scams. She was looking for love and affection after her breakup with her ex-husband.
I'm the one who left. I was too worried about my kids being around all the drugs and alcohol. Now, he has since passed away, but it was because of his drug and alcohol problem. So,
what's this guy's name that you met?
His name was Garret. I liked all of the things that it had to say. He was a Christian. He was affectionate. He started calling. I'd call him. He'd call me. We'd text all day and talk in the morning, talk at night. We'd do devotions and pray together. I fell madly in love with him. Head over heels in love with him.
Garret used a fake name and stolen images to scam Cheri. He knew all the right things to say. Romance scammers will often do anything to make you feel like they are the perfect man.
He used to talk to my granddaughter on the phone.
Wow.
My 8-year-old granddaughter. And she loved it. He just plopped himself right in the middle of the whole family, and it was amazing.
Cheri was so excited to find someone online, but she didn't know that Garret was just planting seeds. Romance scammers try to isolate you from your friends and family. After 6 weeks of dating Garret online, he started to ask Cheri for money.
One day I was going to the grocery store, and he said, will you get me a vanilla card? Well, I just need it, and I need you to get it for $115, and I need you to send it to me. I said, I have $115. And he goes, oh, come on. He goes, I'll pay you back. He just poured it on thick that, I can't believe that we're talking about having a life together and spending the rest of our life together, and you can't buy me a $100 card.
An easy way to identify if you're talking to a romance scammer is if they ask you for a gift card. The money is untraceable and the chance of recovering it is very slim.
And this probably went on for maybe 3 or 4 or 5 times. Then the next thing came up, and that was he wanted me to go pick up phones at AT&T, but I had to pay the sales tax on the phones, which was right around $100.
Right.
And then I had to send them to him in New York. Well, our company has UPS, so that wasn't a problem. I could do that.
Garret claimed he had his own construction company. This is a common job that romance scammers use when making fake profiles. He said he needed the phones for his employees.
Because I felt like there was something wrong. I'd go into one store and pick up phones. Then he'd have to find me another store. The phones were ordered in his name, but my name was on there because I was the person that was going to be picking them up and paying the sales tax on the phone. And when you go to one place once, it wasn't so bad, even though I was uncomfortable because he'd go, you're just picking up phones. That's all you got to do. Just ship them to me. I've got to have them for this job. It's no big deal. I'll pay you back. We're going to be together forever. I said, well, you're home. Why can't you go get them? What do I have to go get them for?
We suspect that Garret may have had someone else's phone carrier account and was using the account to purchase the phones. He would then ask Cheri to pick up the phones and mail them to different parties in Dubai who would take the phones and then sell them for cash.
And he'd say, well, because I'm working. And I go, well, I work too. I said, I'm sneaking off at lunch trying to do this and then having to come back and, package them up in UPS. And I was just so uncomfortable with it. So he was having me go to these places that were like an hour away. I'm trying to do this on my lunch hour. And then if I said anything to him, he'd get all upset at me. And sometimes I'd walk into these places and I felt like everybody was looking at me because there's a couple of them that I went to more than once. And this one that I went to the second time, the lady said that there was a holdup on the account for some reason. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God. Something's going to happen. It's not good, And I went outside and I called him on the phone and I said, something's going on. And he goes, just get out of there. Just get out of there. Don't go. Don't say anything. Just get out of there. Just go.
Wait, hold on a second. So your sixth sense is telling you something's not right. They're telling you that there's a hold on the account. And then you go talk to him and he tells you, get out of there. Yeah. What's in your mind at this time? And what are you telling him?
So I'm getting into my car and I'm looking all around me thinking, cop cars are going to come around the corner any minute. I mean, I had no idea what to even imagine could happen. I got out of the parking lot and down the street a little bit and I had to pull over. I was just a wreck. I just started crying and I said, what are you doing? What are you having me do? Why are you doing this to me? And if this is all on the up and up, why did they have a hold on your account? What happened was my sister happened to be over for the weekend. She lives out of town. And she saw the UPS labels and the phone sitting on my bed. And she goes, what is this? I said, I just have to send him to Garret. He needed a couple of them. So I went and picked him up for him. And she goes, well, why couldn't he pick him up? She goes, didn't you say he was in New York? And I said, yeah. And she goes, well, why couldn't he pick him up? I said, I don't know. He's just busy. So I was just helping him out and doing it for him. Well, she must have paid a whole lot more attention to that, or she took pictures with her phone or something, because she called me the day after she got home and, oh my gosh, she just reamed me up one side and down the other and said, do you know this is a freight forwarder? Do you know these phones are going to Dubai? And I said, yes, I do. And she goes, what the hell have you gotten yourself into? He was pulling me away from my family.
Garret destroyed all of Cheri's relationships with her family. He would tell Cheri that he couldn't wait to get home to prove her family wrong. This made it hard for Cheri to realize what she was getting herself into.
And then the next day, I think it really hit home that it was done. And I was a mess. I cried more than I've probably ever cried my whole entire life. I didn't want to see anybody. I didn't go to work for a week. I told my daughter, bring me food every once in a while, but I'm not coming out of my room. I don't want to talk to my sister. I don't want to talk to anybody. I felt like at that point I was feeling angry, like it was almost like their fault, even though I know it wasn't. But that's where all those feelings came from. And I couldn't believe that he could just walk away.
As soon as Cheri figured out that this whole thing was a scam, Garret completely stopped talking to her. Romance scammers will get everything they possibly can from you, and once you are no longer any use to them, they will delete their accounts and disappear.
Cheri, if you could give advice to anybody watching this video, what would you tell them?
Listen to your gut and listen to your friends and family. Don't turn your back on them, because they'll always be there for you.
Thanks for watching another episode of Scamfish presented by socialcatfish.com. See you next time.
Are you unsure if the person you're talking to online is real or fake? Maybe you've been trying to get a family member or friend to come to terms, and you have a story that you'd like to share about a romance scam. If this is you, email us at sharemystory@socialcatfish.com. By allowing our YouTube audience to hear about your experiences, you can educate them on what you went through and the signs you witnessed. Education is the best way to prevent these scams. Your story could be the reason thousands of scams are prevented.